Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be showing the scores for every car we've reviewed so far and rescoring some of them now that I know what I'm doing, and we're also doing it to a much stricter scoring based system. Hello, welcome back. So, let's talk about the scoring system. A 10 out of 10 car has to be perfect. Also, most likely has to be wide body and with over 1,000 horsepower. Wow. So, it has to be mad. You know, if your fitment's a millimeter out, that's not a 10 out of 10 car. Stock cars will get about 0. Anything above 2.5 is a good build. Anything over 6 is like the best car, hands down, at the meet. There is no way there'll be a nicer car than that at the meet. Anything over about 7.75 or 8, that is the best car at the full-on show. Hands down, no one's touching it, that is by far the best. Every car basically can get a 10 out of 10 if it's built the right way. I have a complete control of the score system, so sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to be wide body. If you get a McLaren F1, you know, you don't want to wide body that, and you don't want to engine swap that. Though that would be really cool, so I'm actually not too sure about that. If you don't agree with it, of course, drop in the comments below what you would have scored it, and, you know, maybe I'll change it. So then, let's get on to the scores of all these cars. Coming in at first place, we've got Mad Mike's Hurricane, the wide body. It's got a 9.75 out of 10. What does it need to get higher? It needs some twin turbos on that thing, 1,000 wheel horsepower plus gangster. Following that is another one of his cars. It's the RX-7 with the RX-3 front end. That gets 9.5. It needs a little bit more power and a cleaner wrap. Joining it at 9.5 is Mighty Car Mod's B18 Mini. That gets a 9.5 as well. It just needs a crazier exterior, though I understand with classic cars like that, if you go too mental, it will look really stupid, so that's why it gets so high. Coming in at 9, we've got Shonil Ram's Evo. This thing's got insane power. It used to run just 720 wheel horsepower. But he has got a new setup on it and he's going for even more power than that. So really, he just needs a few exterior touches that we go over in the main video. And also I just think that wing, the Evo 8s and 9s and 7s don't really suit that wing. Then following down from this, we've got 8.75. And this is Mad Mike's 1200 horsepower MX-5. Why isn't this a 10 out of 10? It's got 1200 horsepower, it's wide body, it's got a rotary engine swap. How's that not a 10 out of 10 car? Look at the outside. It's just, the wrap just doesn't go with the car well. The wheel choice, I don't really think that goes with the car well at all. Also, the front end, like in that grille, just isn't that clean. You could also do, you know, some aftermarket lights and stuff. It's not a very buttoned up build from the exterior. Following this, also at 8.75, Mike's twin turbo Audi R8. Yeah, so what it needs is a wide body and just a more modified exterior, you know, the massive splitter and all that. Following this, now we're at 8.5, we've got Grant's Altezza. The 2JZ GTE, again, another wide body, running like 700 wheel horsepower. Why isn't that higher? It just needs the exterior to be under the paint, it needs some lights, perhaps some bumpers, some lips and all that. Then 100% a 10 out of 10 car, that thing was amazing. Following this, at 8.25 is Giant's Evo 10. So this thing runs 400 wheel horsepower, it's wide body, but I think it could do with some more power, even though it's already really fast, and some lower offset, more crazy wheels. Now at number 8 is Jared's Triumph 2000. This thing was insane, but I think it just needs more power. It needs an engine swap to be really unique. Also at 8 is EJ God and his Subaru WRX STI. It just needs a wide body. That would be the main thing. You see Dustin Williams STI, damn, that looks amazing. Also at 8 was that random Chevy Nova that we only have one picture of. Yep, it just needs some look sorting out. It's a bit too high. The wheels are kind of meh. Obviously the big blower is very, very nice. Probably really powerful. Following this is Mad Mike's RX-7, the 400-ish wheel horsepower one. So what it needs is a wrap. Probably a new spoiler, a little bit more power, and just a buttoned up exterior. All of these, it doesn't really need that much of it because all of them are really good, it just could be better. Following this, 7.5 is Cameron's wide body GT86. Now, I kind of bagged on him before for kind of looking like a stance car, but didn't have any power. Turns out it's boosted, and it's pushing over 300 wheel horsepower, I believe. So that is much, much better than before. That just shoots it everywhere. What, much better? But here's the thing, still, the fitment, Cameron, sort it out. I know everyone gives you crap about it, but they give you crap about it for a reason. It looks so good if it was slammed. At 7.5 is Mod Max. That was the Mighty Car Mod's S15, the off-road build with an LS swap. So the exterior, I think it just needs to be tidied up, and the LS engine is a little bit basic. Following this at 7.25, we've got Bad Sib's Stink Eye. That exterior is basically perfect. The color is a little bit brave, isn't it? But it needs some power, and that thing would be insane. Oh my god. Following this at a 7 is Vika's S3. It's a bag German car, though that rat is freaking crazy. But so why did it get so high points? Like 7 is crazy high. It's the interior of it. Have you seen the sound system? It's like the early 2000s Jap cars inside a modern German car. That concept, it just shouldn't work, but it's so good. Following this at 6.75 is Super Grumps. This is the Flat 6 swap. Then they boosted it in a legacy station wagon. That just realized engine swapped, but the exterior definitely needs some work. So yeah, then we've got that Challenger, the Auckland NZ Challenger, wide-bodied. It got a 6.75 out of 10. The exterior is really good, though I think it could use some more aftermarket parts. And the power, since I'm pretty sure it is basically stock. Also with 6.75 is the Mighty Car Mods 350Z. This has got power, but not a crazy amount. Could do with, you know, a turb ski or perhaps an engine swap. But the exterior is crazy, it's unique, it looks really good. Following this is Lord Kleb's S15. That got a 6.5 out of 10. Here's the thing, that the power, it really needs some power because it is nearly stock. But that is basically the perfect stock body S15, minus, you know, the taillights and all that. At 6.25, Alex Berry's S15. Now, this thing, it's pushing 270 wheel horsepower, I do believe, so it has got a little bit of power mod. And the exterior is a little bit of exterior mods. It looks so clean, but it's just too clean. Think you could do with, you know, a hood, diffuser lights perhaps, and a wing, and that would be insane. But now the scoring system does now suit cleaner cars, so that's why it is still getting a really good score. Also at 6.25 is the Mighty Car Mods Golf R. This thing, fast. This thing was chopping supercars on the drags. It's just the looks, it's stock. Basically. Following now this at 6 is Logan's E36. It's got a wide body, it's slammed, and it's got wheels, and that's about it. So there it is, it just needs more problems. As you can see, anything above 6 is freaking insane. Now there is a big drop in points. We come to 3.25, and that is Mighty Car Mods 300 wheel horsepower, Lancer aka Too Sexy. This thing needs some exterior love. Following this at simply 0.75 a point is the Street Cred Golf. I like what this thing represents. You know, you haven't got that much money, but you don't want to be sent to the spectators lot. You want something car guys can appreciate, and that's what you do. Following this is their Yaris Hilton. 0.5. You know, it was wide body, wheels lowered, but it could do with, you know, some lights, you know, splitter and all that. But it also did blow up, so yeah. And also had an engine swap, boosted, but it blew up. Following this is Two Wested, which got a 0.25, simply because it's basically a racer. At 0.1 is the Blue Turd. Really, it was lowered, it didn't have much done to it, and it's a little old Daihatsu. Oof. As you can see, the scoring system is insane. As you can see now, the scoring system does like more cleaner cars. It still doesn't really like them, but likes them more, and we can see it's much more brutal. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.